Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast. I'm Robert Scrivener.
And I'm Gayla Scrivener.
We left the 9-to-5 grind, downsized, and our goal is to have freedom to live and to work from just about anywhere.
Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
You know why?
Why?
Because we get to tell about our life stories on here.
How exciting is that?
Well, to me, it's exciting. I don't know about you.
Well, in the previous episode,
What happened?
we were in, I think, New Mexico.
You think?
Yeah.
Shall we go back and play it?
No, that's
Okay.
not.
Well, welcome to a new state.
A new state. We left,
Angel Peak,
Angel Peak.
recreation area.
we left there and had our sights set for Utah.
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 I'm tall.
No, Utah.
Taller. It's terrible.
We should probably record these when we're not so
Slap happy. Well, they don't know where we're at.
No.
We
We've
might
had-
know where we're at.
Well, we crossed into Utah, and our first place of visiting was...
Bluff.
I had no idea. You told me that they have, Everett Roos?
Everett Roos days, I believe.
Well, tell us about...
Ooh. Tell you about Everett Roos. Well, let's see if I can remember. The story goes, he was a young boy in his 20s.
Okay.
I think
Are
that's
you going...
I'm going with the Dave Alvin song.
Okay, going with the Dave... Just sing it.
Yeah, I don't remember all. There's a lot of words to this one. But a young boy in
Dave
his 20s.
Alvin has a song called
Everett
Roos.
Roos.
And there's a young guy.
He was an artist,
And he just explored.
and him and his two little donkeys. I think he had two, may have been just one, and a dog, and just kind of explored the Southwest, trading all his paintings for provisions,
Mm-hmm.
and just one day he disappeared.
Is that the documentary that we saw? I know it's this kid from California. Or no? Who was that?
That was Into the Wild, Christopher McCandless. I was actually thinking about that earlier today. He went to
okay.
Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the East Coast, though.
And then he...
He came to the Southwest, lost his car or something like that, burned all his money, and then made his way up through South Dakota, North Dakota, and then Alaska, and then
And he died.
starved to death.
Yeah, he starved. Oh, actually, according to that little documentary or whatever we saw, that he ate questionable mushrooms?
No, it was questionable
Berries?
potato seeds or something like that. It was-
Something that was poisonous versus... Yeah, poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Different guy.
Everett Roos is different. I get them confused, I guess.
Yep. This was
What
50
time?
years earlier, or
Okay.
60 years earlier.
And so they have Everett Roos days.
Yeah.
And I did not know really anything about Bluff, Utah.
I've heard of it.
And I am so glad we stopped.
They had a beautiful little downtown.
They did. It was a replica of the
Fort.
fort.
Called Fort Bluff.
Well, there you go.
What of an appropriate name for such things.
And a great gift shop, but all these nice little cabins and a great crafting area, a great woodworking area, great film talking about how the Mormons came down.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they did that.
Oh, it showed it on the film.
I know there were no casualties
No.
on that trip.
What was it, 6 months?
I think so.
Yeah.
they
2 babies
cut-
born,
Yeah.
6 months, and no casualties.
That's
All
crazy.
with,
Wagons and
wooden wagons.
uh,
1880s, 1870s, 1880s.
and it's just amazing how they cut into the bluff to
By hand.
to get those horses
And dynamite. They showed dynamite. I don't know if they
Yeah,
knew.
I think you can get dynamite just at any general store back then.
Yeah, now it's a little harder to procure.
I think so. My goodness, but I was quite impressed, and we spent quite a little bit of time there. Didn't we? Oh, we ate there too.
Yes, we did. Twin Rocks Cafe.
And they had a Wi-Fi.
They had good Wi-Fi.
And you had an open-faced chili cheeseburger or something.
That was well worth it. And
Yeah.
the fries were delish.
Yeah, we don't have those were really worth the carbs, weren't they?
As you can probably tell, you can hear motorcycles going in the background. Yes, we're at another event.
Yes, we are. And then, what else? Oh, I don't remember what I had. I had a taco of some sort. Navajo taco.
That was it, the small one.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad she told me to get the small one because the big one she said I couldn't do. So
She had faith that you could do the small one.
yes. But that was a wonderful time. We drove around a little bit in the back roads of the town because I think there were just a few. It's a small town.
8 blocks, I think, in the whole town?
And one gas station or two?
One. There was 2, but one of them ain't working. So we just kind of detoured the whole town, or detoured. We kind of toured the whole town.
We also, what was I going to say?
I don't know. Toured the whole town.
We did tour the whole town. Oh, well. Where did we go from there, Robert?
Well, we needed to find a campsite.
Yes.
Campsite meaning we wanted to stay at Valley of the Gods.
Yes.
It was close. We had been there before.
We had, 2 years ago?
2016.
So that's 3 years ago. We were there in the Subaru.
Correct.
And drove through it because we stayed in 2016. We stayed at Goosenecks.
Yes, which is right down across the street.
And after we were done at Goosenecks, we drove Valley of the Gods, and we thought,
man, this would be perfect.
I would love to camp here. And that was the day we were going to do that.
Yeah.
And it was getting kind of dark.
And the rain was hitting. It's like, oh.
Yeah. It was.
That's a dirt road.
Yeah.
Well, it's a muddy road now.
It was muddy.
Let's go into Mexican Hat and see what we can see.
Yeah.
So we drove over to Mexican Hat. Never been the town of Mexican Hat, but the Sinclair is also the post office, gas station / post office.
We stayed there for
hour and a half-ish.
Yeah, just kind of sitting
Then I got
in the
bored
Jeep.
and looked at the radar and said, not good. Let's go to Monument Valley.
So we drove there. And
Hey, it was not raining over there.
No, we had a nice drive, and we decided not to go into the Navajo viewing area, or I don't remember
I don't know what it was.
But then we drove back, and we started to go back toward
Mexican Hat and Valley of the Gods, and it wasn't raining.
Yeah,
Let's find a camp spot.
And we took...
No. Back up.
Boy, in just a day or two, we forget
traveled
a lot. Wow, what did we do, Robert?
We went up the Moki Dugway.
Yes, we wanted to do that.
Right after the rain.
Yeah.
Washed it all down.
It was kind of a little treacherous with the washing out of some parts, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well, how bad did you think it was going to be?
I don't know. It looked intimidating by the pictures.
Well, that's pictures for you.
I know. I did show some people back home that we were going to do that,
and they were like...
They thought we were crazy.
Well, we're nuts anyway. Those are not our type of people.
I know. They're just not.
What fun is that? It was built in like 1957, 1958 or something like that to haul like uranium out of there. That's the only thing that I could find on it. 1957.
We went up it just to turn around to go back down it.
And to turn around and go back down it. Yeah.
And then go through the Valley of the Gods to find a place to sleep.
Yeah, it was uranium ore from Happy Jack to Fry Canyon.
Well, there you go. There you have it.
1958 by Texas Zinc Mining Company.
Well, it's a fun drive.
It is. You know, some people think they need guardrails and stuff, but nah.
No.
Overrated.
Well, then I was so glad we found a place at Valley of the Gods that was kind of up on a hill.
Yeah, it was, I want to say 2/3 the way through it, maybe.
Yeah. We were
starting from where Gooseneck State Park is-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the same road from that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what road that was. 261.
We were up on a ridge a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a perfect spot.
Some might call it a hogback to get there.
Well, some may.
Some may not.
And some may not.
But we drove a hogback to get there.
Okay. And we stayed there for an entire day because we had internet. We could
extended
work.
3G internet on Verizon, but hey,
It worked.
it worked.
And
It's faster than some 4G we experienced the other day.
yes, we stayed there and we worked and
Hey, I don't feel like packing
relaxed.
up and moving.
Yeah.
Let's stay there another night.
Well, the tent was kind of
Moist.
wet. And when we stayed there at Valley of the Gods, it was very
Dry.
nice and dry. We got there. It didn't rain on us, but maybe just a tiny bit that night. And then staying there all day, perfect.
Yeah.
And we got up early the next day.
How early was early?
Oh, not as early as the following day, but we got up pretty early. And we were on our way before 9, I think.
Are you yanking my chain?
No.
I think you're right.
Oh!
I said it again,
Oh
didn't
my gosh, you put it on recording.
On digital.
I was
put
gonna
it on
say-
digital
I
on
was going to
tape.
say put it on tape.
But it's on digital.
It's on digital.
Yes, you are correct. Looking back at my notes,
Yes.
you are correct. And where did we go?
We went the rest of the way around Valley of the Gods.
Yes, we did.
And then
Just to see it again.
just to see it again, just to go the rest of the way. And then you were like, okay, we're going to go back up the Moki Dugway because you want to go to Muley Point.
Yep, I'd heard people say, hey, you got to go check out Muley Point. You're at the Moki Dugway. Why not drive down here and check out Muley Point? So we did.
So we did. Off right after, at the top of Moki Dugway, you make like a left.
That is a very good description. A left would be great.
just right off of that. And that was several miles. How many?
Several miles. I don't remember exactly,
Okay.
but
was a
it's
lot.
several miles. 3, I believe.
Until you get
Could
to
be 6. Seemed like 6.
probably. I don't know, but it
Watch
was,
out for cows.
Yeah, there were there were a lot of cows on the road, and we got to Muley Point, and we found a camp spot, and it was windy,
Not really.
kind of windy.
Well, define wind.
I can spell wind.
Define. What's your definition of windy?
It blew us around a little bit, but
Every time we try to bring out the camp stove to cook, the wind picks up.
yeah, that's everywhere we go.
Yeah, it knows.
But
You don't care for it.
oh well, it was
But
a
hey.
nice spot.
We had 4G LTE
2 bars of it.
Verizon that shazam, it worked.
Well, and we set up camp by, I don't know, 10 o'clock that morning.
We drove a whole 26 miles that day.
And we said, I'm setting up camp, and
I'm
we'll
going to
just
stay here. We
we've
got sun, we've got solar, we got dry weather, we got
we've
nice.
got client work, so might as well just
You
stay.
needed to work any day.
I had a little bit of
any
anxiety.
day. You needed to work anyway that day.
I had some anxiety going on a project, so that was good. That got some stuff done.
So by 10:30 we were done.
We were done. Yeah, we got up that morning, and
Yeah, we were done. It doesn't even say what it was done. Well, we arrived at Muley Point at 8:16.
no way, that was early.
That was early.
I thought by 10, but
No,
oh my gosh.
We were done driving by 8:16 a.m.
Well, that was a good
That was
drive.
a short day. We were left our campsite by 6:50 and took 26 miles to get, an hour and 15 minutes later.
Yeah, that was fun though. I
Yeah.
was glad that we were set up camp. It was just a lot of work to fold down and then set up again,
Yeah,
but
within,
mhm.
2 hours.
And then we woke up the next day. Wasn't that you got some really early morning
I
pictures.
did tried to do a time lapse.
I hope
sunset.
it worked because the camera, you said, oh, I hope I have enough battery. And then all of a sudden it said,
Memory card full.
it's like, darn
Dummy.
it.
Yeah, pay attention. So there you go. I liked Muley Point.
I like that too. We did a long walk. Oscar walked around with us, or actually, I carried
You
him.
carried him. Yeah.
And then there were some ladies that came by, and Oscar was. That sounds kind of creepy, Robert.
Ruff. How's that?
He was barking at the ladies. I guess he was being protective of me.
Well, it was Mother's Day.
It was, and he was being protective of me, but he's not usually that way when he's on the leash. So I don't know.
No?
But We were pretty darn close to the edge, living on the edge.
Yeah, and it was it's like a miniature Grand Canyon, but not so miniature.
It's just down the street from the street.
The street. It's just down.
It's a few miles or a few little bits from the
It's
from the
over 100.
goosenecks. It kind of looks like the goosenecks, but different.
Oh yeah, that one was.
And then when we woke up, like extremely early.
Yeah, we didn't know what time zone. I think. I still don't know what time zone we're
You know,
in. No, I don't.
You know, sometimes your phone has a different time than my phone.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Because you had mommy minutes
No, I wonder if people know what mommy minutes are.
or a real minute.
The minutes were fine. It was the hours that were different.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's 60 minutes to an hour.
Yeah? So we digress.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Carry on. Where are we at?
We got up.
Extremely early.
You did time lapse. Tried to. Sunrise.
We were packed and on the road before 7.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think before 6.
We were exploring.
Left Muley Point at 6:23.
That's
AM.
crazy. But you know, it's like 8 o'clock and
The way it feels, we're 2 hours difference-ish.
you wanted to explore more of that area, so we took some of those side roads.
Oh, yes.
And they were kind of rough.
I liked it.
I did too. That was fun. And there were a lot of really great campsites over there.
That had internet.
Yeah. If you need to work on the road and need a hotspot, and it's Verizon, you got 2 bars there.
Yeah, I'd go back.
We're obsessed with internet. We talk about it all the time. Have you noticed?
Well, you did do a podcast on internet.
I did on the Gayla Scrivener show. That was kind of...
Yeah.
I did that one.
And power.
You came on the show for the power one.
I was the guest.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that was our stay in Utah.
That's pretty much. We ended up and drove back through Monument Valley to Arizona.
Yeah, and
It was clear day, no rain.
Yeah, that was nice because, well, from there, we needed to book it to Arizona.
Meaning 4 hours.
That was the most traveling we've done in a long time.
4.5 hours. That was, probably good. What was it? 200 and something miles?
Yeah.
260 something miles, I think.
Yeah. And we booked it to Arizona.
Yeah.
Around the Flagstaff area because we're going to attend an event. But before we went to the event, we stopped at, is it Marshall Lake?
Yes. I had to think there for a moment. And a yawn.
And a yawn. You can't yawn?
No, can't yawn and think.
That was at, what national forest?
Coconino.
Coconino National Forest. And we've been there 3 times now.
Yes.
This is our third time. And we like it there. And we went further into the forest on the forest roads than we had in the past. Last year, we were in a rental car and we didn't want to get on, too bad of roads. If only Enterprise knew what we did to that vehicle.
Right, there you go, name dropping again.
But anyway, this time we had our Jeep and we went down way far into the forest roads.
Yeah, we did.
And that was fun.
It was getting a little more technical than I would cared for, and it was starting to drop off pretty deep. And I said, let's turn around.
Yeah, we got to drive this thing back home.
Yeah.
So
1,500 miles
we turned
away.
around and found a really great campsite.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of elk prints around. I'm sure it was elk. Could have been cow.
Yeah. Well, you thought you
probably
heard a strange bugling sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 12 miles from Flagstaff, Marshall Lake.
That is, I really enjoyed that, but I got frustrated because I had 2 bars of 4G.
And it was slow.
It was terrible. Couldn't work.
Our extended 3G was better at
in
that
Utah.
one place.
Yeah. So we were even closer to civilization and
No internet.
no internet. So I didn't do that.
But I had internet up in the tent.
The next morning.
Yeah, had to wait though.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was good. It was good, but we enjoyed our time. We need to explore more of Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Explore more of New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
just explore more.
I see a theme there.
I think so.
Probably what it says on the side of my Jeep.
I think so. People need to follow Explore More.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll link to them.
Why not? Explore more.
Exactly. Well, let's wrap it up, Robert. I think
How do we
people
wrap
have
this
been
up?
bored enough about this.
How do we wrap it up?
Where can they find us?
BeenThereDoingThat.com.
And on Instagram.
Been there doing that.
And on YouTube.
Been there doing that.
Excellent.
And Facebook.
And Facebook, yes. I forget about that sometimes.
Yeah, because you're never on there.
No.
You're never on there. You got people to do that for you.
I have people. You have people. We all have people. And until next time.
Bring your dogs in. It's cold outside.